What's up, everybody? My name is Jamie Thompson. I'm here with Reloop at Guitar Center, and I brought the new Mixon 4 controller. The Mixon 4 is their new flagship controller. This will work with Serato DJ, and it also is built for Algoriddim's DJ on the iPad. So Mixon 4 is a multi-platform DJ controller. It'll work with iOS, Android, Mac, and PC, and is currently the only controller to dock and charge the iPad Pro. This also has mapping for Tractor and Virtual DJ Online, so really whatever you're using, you can run this controller with it here. So the Mixon 4 is a 4-channel MIDI controller, and I'll just start from the top and just kind of work my way down and kind of show you guys what's going on here. So we've got 4 gain stages up at the top, and it goes down through our 3-band EQ here, and then it hits our filter section. So we've got our high-pass filter and low-pass filter on every single channel here. And what you can also do with this filter is that you can map it to your effects at the same time. So if you want to bring up the high pass and also have it running with your effects section, you can run it all from one knob. So you can do quite a bit just from one knob, and that's on every single channel here. You have that option. Now when we go down, then we have our loading section here. So this is where we can access all of your tracks inside of your iPad. Also with the DJ, you do have video built into the iPad too. So you can do audio and video and control everything from the Mixon here. So the Mixon 4 is really designed around Algoriddim's DJ, but also works with Serato. So let's get into DJ here. Now with the DJ app, we can browse through using our scroll wheel here. And then we can click in and load per track. So I have my playlists. I can go back and scroll through any playlist that I've made in DJ. But we also have access to top charts. So it's very easy to get to the top charts. We have our browser for genre. So if I want to scroll through different genres, click and it'll pull up my different genres here that you can load into any one of these tracks. And then I also have match tracks. So match tracks is really cool because what it does is it takes your song that's currently playing and it'll analyze the key in A and the tempo is 86 BPM, and it'll show us all the different songs that are in that genre. It's going to be close to that tempo and close to that key. All right, so I want to show you guys the awesome tempo sync and key sync features that we have on the Mixon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit both tracks. We're going to play at the same time. They're not in the same key. They're not in the same tempo, but we'll lock it in together. So that's our tempo sync. We got our key sync. And then what we've got is our loop section over here. So what we can do is we can go in, we've got 16-bar loop down to 8, 4, 2, 1. And then if one is flashing, we've got our half note, quarter note, and so on. So what we can do is we can set where we want to be, and then we'll just hit the auto loop. So now I want to show you guys the pad section here. So the pads feel awesome. Basically they're 30mm pads, so they're larger than most pads, and they are velocity sensitive, so you can finger drum and play different musical pieces on here, especially with the pitch play that I'll talk about in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my cue points. It's very easy. I'm going to hit the pad where I want the cue to come in, and then we'll remix it a little bit here. Then we also have our macro effects. So these are just 1-button effects. So I'll go over our macro effects section and just show you what we've got for our quick effects. next thing we have is our loop roll. So this is just going to save a loop, roll that loop, and then continue on where the song left off. So it's not just going to continue where the loop stops. So I'll show you that here now. Now on top of just the quick access loops, we also have our saved loops. So this part of the pad section is going to correspond to our looper here. So rather than having to set your loop time and turn on your auto loop, you can just hit the pad and go directly there. So that's going to be my 16 bars, 8, skips down to 2, 1, half, and so on. So we can just set up a quick Then what we have is our sampler. Now your sampler is really cool. Basically you can record your own samples into your iPad and map them out. You do have 16 pads where you can record samples to, and a separate volume control for your sampler. So you have 4 songs and 16 samples you could play at the same time, and you do have your volume option with that. So basically you can play your drums over your other tracks, or lay in samples on the other side. So the next thing I want to show you is the pitch play. Now this is brand new on the Mixon. Basically what it does is it takes your cue point that you have, you can change this to any cue point you want to, but it will pitch your cue up in key, and you can replay these musical ideas. So I'm going to start with the first cue here. And we're just going to play with that, that idea. The next thing I want to go over is the slicer. So what this does, it'll break it down by beat, and you can go back to any beat that you want to and remix that way. So let's start it up. We're basically going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and it'll continue on from there. So let's start this. And then what we have here is our slicer loop. So this does the same thing, except for it's going to freeze in that moment and loop that section. And then you also have at the bottom of our faders here, we've got we can set this to be A through or B on every single channel. And then we do have the way that our crossfader curve is set. So if you want to scratch, you can do that. If you want an easy crossfade, you can flip that on and get the easy crossfades that way. Thanks for checking out the Mixon from Reloop. Check it out in store at your local Guitar Center, or go online at guitarcenter.com.